Atlin is one of those little towns that somehow manages to stay off the tourist radar. I think mainly because it just seems so difficult to get here. Atlin is the northernmost town in British Columbia, but the only way in and out is either by float plane, helicopter, or driving through the Yukon. However, once you arrive, you quickly realize it's one of the most beautiful places in our province. It's pretty difficult to compete with the glacier-fed turquoise waters of Atlin Lake, and today we finally get our chance to go out and explore it. At the tail end, the south end of Theresa Island, there's what's known as First Narrows. It takes you through to the other channel. Then there's a small little run southbound, and then Second Narrows back into the main channel of the lake. That was the plan for today, but it's a 12.5 nautical mile run to the First Narrows. I did map this out a little bit with Philip with Atlin Mountain Coffee Roasters, and there is a passage you can take along the shoreline here that's pretty protected. So we'll do some running along the shore. If it's looking protected all the way, we'll do it. We have at least a window of usable weather right now, so we're taking the shortest route possible. Straight across to that point, and then we'll cross to the west side and then take that shoreline down to the Narrows. The ice field is on the west side of the lake, and that stretches over basically to Juneau, Alaska. So the afternoon wind should be coming over the glaciers northbound, so at least we'll have a tailwind on the way back. It's not going to be luxury cruising, but it's going to be feasible anyways. The sun just came out, and I can't believe the difference it made in the watercolor. Spectacular. That's a big part of the reason we're doing this trip today. I want to get over to where the glaciers spill into the lake. It's a little bit too far to get down to the end of the lake where the big glaciers are, but Cathedral Glacier pours down into the lake on the other side of the Narrows. The water should be unbelievable there. Just slowed down to switch drivers. I got to show you this water while it's this current color, because it's going to get a little bit milkier as we get towards the glaciers. Look at that. Unbelievable. This is the weather we were hoping for and expecting for the first half of the day. So hopefully we can get our crossings done and then utilize the tailwind on the way home. It's going to be wavy, but at least it's not going to be cold. This is so nice. So we're just coming around the point right here. That's the Narrows over there, but there's going to be a small shot in between here that I saw on the map. So we're going to go straight through here and then through that over to the Narrows. Just beautiful in here. There's our passage. I knew this was going to be a good trip. It's far better than I expected. We're just starting into our crossing here. You can see all the way to the glacier up there. This is where we're heading, straight across. Coming into First Narrows, and that brings us to
the southern tip of Theresa Island. This mountain behind me, believe it or not, is actually an island. If you missed last week's episode, this is pretty significant because it's the largest island in the world on a freshwater lake. Doesn't look overly impressive here because it's just the tail end of it. But up there in the clouds is a mountain top. Just spectacular. This last section here through the Narrows is the only spot that I think is probably not doable in a larger boat. I think we're gonna end up dragging the leg just a little bit. There she is.
You did it.
I guess the lake is lower right now than it typically is. But I'm surprised there's two sides to this island. This is the deeper of the two, and it's less than a foot. I'm hoping the sun comes back out again soon so we can really see the color of the water, but this is where it should start getting really good here shortly. A lot of this glacial silt will get trapped in behind these islands. Wow, look at that. Here's a better look at Theresa Island. If you want to get back in here and you can't go through the Narrows, you have to go all the way around the other side of that island and then come in that way. The wind is kind of coming along behind us, and it's shaded by this mountain here. Just a sheet of glass going across up there. Slight bit of a disaster here. The new drone, with all its fanciness and obstacle avoidance, has crashed into the mountain. Way up there somewhere. We're going for a hike. Emmy's staying with the boat. Things are about to get pretty thick in here. Oh, what a view.
Battery warning.
Starting to doubt my chances of success. It's gotten so thick in here. The drone's run out of batteries, so I've left the controller on. Hopefully it'll save the location, but it's so thick, making basically no headway. I'm up above the alders and willows now, which is a huge help. But if it gets up to where it's basically vertical there, it's going to be game over. It's tough to tell. On the map it looks like we're quite close, but that's showing us our distance to it horizontally. We could have a lot more vertical to go. Very deceiving. There's a lot of rocks like this. Looking up there, seeing things white, thinking, wow, that could be it. A lot of them I think are just rocks, dried out sticks. I think I figured out what happened. I think the drone was flying over this valley, this little ravine, and must have hit the cold air and got forced down in here into the rocks. It's looking like it's on this side, like right up in there somewhere. I think I should be able to get down right here and then make my way back up, something like that. Ultimately had to choose a different route. Backtracked a bit and I was able to scale up this crack. Hopefully kind of just follow this up. I'm extremely close to it. Right here somewhere. But the drone is dead. Like even past the emergency reserve. So I can't put on the beep mode to find it. I left the emergency beacon at the boat with Emmy, and she has a fishing rod. So I hope that she's occupying herself, enjoying a nice day at the lake. But I'd be willing to bet money that she's just sitting in the boat, worried sick, which makes me feel pretty bad. But this great big rescue mission I'm on does have a happy ending. At first, I thought everything was in good working order, but we have sustained a bit of damage. One broken arm, which is pretty unfortunate, but it could be a whole lot worse. Just gotta figure out how I can order in a new arm all the way to the middle of nowhere. And more than anything, I got today's footage back. I think there's probably a lot of viewers that already figured out that this rescue mission was successful, because the first half of the video is going to contain drone footage. But I'll tell you a little something about the second half of the video. It's gonna have none. And I am really not looking forward to hiking down off of here. Awfully steep. It's not so bad going down through the alders and stuff, but this cliffside I'm not really a fan of. I do love hiking, and I do love being in the high mountains. There is nothing about this particular hike on this particular mountain that I am enjoying, and I feel like I should have ropes for a lot of this. One of my best friends, Erin from cruise ships, she does a lot of climbing. She is probably just cringing watching me do this right now, but don't worry, Erin, the sketchy parts were way too sketchy to try and film, so I left them out. Plus, it wouldn't have been a very good shot with all my crying anyways. The strategy for my final descent here is a little bit interesting. These alders are so thick that I think I can just kind of tumble down over top of them. Hopefully I don't wreck my new Destination Adventure Sasquatch hoodie. But I just don't know how else to get through these. The drone's already broken. So what am I worried about? yeah, just loving it. This is kind of what I'm dealing with here. This is basically a cliff, but it has these little trees growing. I'm able to just kind of slide down them. Sounds ridiculous, but it's working pretty good. Real highlight this last section, basically just bushwhacking through the Devil's Club. I was so looking forward to getting down to the bottom, taking a look at my Fitbit, seeing how the hike went. Just realized the mountain has claimed the Fitbit. Good thing I got the drone back. This would have been a friggin' disaster. That was the worst experience of the trip so far. Did you see how high I had to go? Way up there.
Did you find it?
Yeah, it's broken. One arm is broken, so it's repairable. But lost the smartwatch.
What?
Yeah. Sucks.
Why?
I was like right there. I was gonna check my heart rate, and must have got ripped off when I was sliding down like these real dense sections. I was just sliding through them, out of control sliding, which made coming down much faster. But that was a nightmare.
Did your heart?
No, I mean, I'm taking the next 3 days off for muscle pain. I've used up all of our relax time with drone incidents, and the wind is on its way, so let's get the heck out of here. Kind of hate this place now anyways.
I'm coming home to the great outdoors
Second Narrows is deep all the way through so far, but look at this.
with a coyote town
Just perfect in here.
right outside your door.
Nice and secluded, calm water, beautiful color.
This land is made for you and me, not just to live, but to live free. Oh, I'm coming home to the great outdoors.
It's no secret that the drone has become an invaluable member of my filmmaking team. And can you believe it took me almost 3 years to crash and lose the first one, hardly 3 months to break the second one. Nevertheless, it is broken. Lucky for me, it's repairable, but it's 5 weeks shipping to get the hinge up here to Yukon. And unfortunately, we just don't have 5 weeks. So we've made the decision to pack up and push on to Whitehorse, which has the only store in Yukon that sells drones. Got myself a backup. Then we've pushed on past the wildfires to Dawson City, which brings us to the end of the pavement in Canada and the beginning of our final leg northbound. From here, you have two options. You can either go up the top of the World Highway to Alaska or up the Dempster to the Arctic Circle in Canada. We're gonna be taking the Dempster Highway, but I really wanna take this opportunity to bring Emmy up and show her the top of the World Highway. And we have a little bit of time left in this week's episode, so we're gonna head up and do a little bit of drone flying on the top of the world.
Follow this old river down to where the poppies grow, and drink that cool water till I get my fill.
Phase 1 of our top of the world tour is of course getting across the Yukon River. For whatever reason, they don't have a bridge here, but they do have a radical ferry. It runs 24 hours a day, back and forth.
Take me out past the mud and rust and all the broken bones, and watch the sun fall down behind the hills.
Piece of cake. As convenient as a bridge would be, this ferry is a pretty radical thing. It was built in 1967, has twin Cat diesel engines, and even as mighty and powerful as the Yukon River is, this thing just flies across here.
Work hard all day, stone by stone for the night to come. There's no sleep like that of tired bones. And rub my hands and whisper to me about tomorrow, about the kids and the house and how we don't have much, but it's enough.
Welcome to the other side, everybody, and welcome to the top of the world highway. Partial change in plans here. The original idea was just to come up and take a look at the top of the world, but we sparked up a conversation at the ferry. We've been told about a potential ghost town up here. Just turned off the main road. Gonna see what we can find. Emmy spied a house or a cabin from the road. It didn't look abandoned from the truck here, but I put the drone over there and it's looking pretty abandoned. It's in decent shape, but it needs some attention very soon. Heck of a raspberry garden on the roof though. Oh, that's looking delish. Hopefully this bridge can support the expedition truck. Oh, it's massive. No problem.
40-mile river bridge.
To extreme flash flooding events. Floods may be triggered by rain or physical instability. These events may occur at any time without warning. Okie dokie. This is a sick looking bridge.
Oh, this road can go to the river.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Is it
gonna
okay?
I'm gonna take a quick walk on this thing just to double check, but I think it's fine. Wow. What a beautiful area.
Should be okay.
Oh yeah. Nothing wrong with that bridge. Yeah, I think from what I could tell on the drone, that other town is like just there. Just a little bit of cracking. A couple of loose boards, no biggie. Oh, there's people here.
It's raining. Campers welcome.
Campers welcome. What is this place? I am so curious right now.
Oh, there's something.
We're here all night.
Yeah.
Actually, for the rest of the summer. Pretty uncommon, I thought it was.
Dustin, Cam,
How are you doing?
love your work, man.
Appreciate it. Thank
I
you.
just watched your latest video last night, and I'm like, timeline. What are the chances I'm gonna run into him up here?
Nice to meet you.
I hope you guys enjoy your time here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. We ended up stumbling across something pretty unexpected and super interesting down here. There's actually two somewhat ghost towns. There's not a whole lot left of either of them, but just down the road is 40 Mile, which was the original gold discovery in the Klondike. I guess part of that town has been restored, but most of it was washed away in a flood a couple years ago. And where we're staying now is another ghost town. With the exception of the roads, there's basically nothing left of the old town. But in the 70s, there was an asbestos mine. and there was a company town that had about 500 people. And when the mine had shut down, they actually sold everything. You could buy a house for $1, you just have to pay to ship it out, and everything was purchased and moved. Now there's a neat little off-grid lodge down here. It was built for the crew of a television show that was filming in the area, one of the Gold Rush shows. It's a beautiful off-grid facility, and the caretakers have offered to take us out for a tour of the area. Just finished a couple of hot showers, an unbelievable luxury here in the middle of nowhere. Ready to do some exploring.
Hold the brakes in, push the button.
Perfect. Will it start in high or gotta put it in neutral?
No, it'll start there.
Road take me back to my front door. I'm coming home to the great outdoors, where the cows out right outside your door. I'm coming home to the great outdoors.
Now that is a large tank. Here we are, made it to Yukon River and the outskirts of 40 Mile Creek town site. And just to be clear, this whole town is, or this whole area is privately owned. So I'm gonna put up the drone for a closer look, but don't think you can just rock up in here and start exploring. There you have it. That's probably the best look you're gonna get at 40 Mile Creek town site. Next stop, the asbestos mine. This is freaking awesome. I have to climb on it immediately. Yes. Look at the tracks on that thing. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, how am I gonna get up on this thing? Wanna fire it up? Let it rip. Yeah. So here's the inner mechanisms. Haven't the slightest idea how any of it worked. Looks like someone's come and pulled the copper out of it. But can you believe this thing was 100% electric? Unbelievable.
Well, one is boom, one stick, and then
Yeah.
one is trapdoor.
But it has
And then swing.
swing. I'm guessing. I don't know. This is cool. I love how you can read somebody like 50 years ago carved spare into there.
Yeah.
Would you say this was a drill?
Yeah. So it drilled the holes for the shot.
Oh,
Blasting,
okay.
Right? So they blast everything, drill it with this, blast it, and then the shovel would come in and load the trucks into the crusher.
Oh wow, there's a transformer right on the back of this thing.
Yeah, and then this would be where the power cable came in. This
Oh
coupling.
wow, look at that plug. Ready for work. That's crazy. Oh, there's the bottom of the drill bit. Like the bit would have threaded on
That's
right there.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
And then pipe here. And then is this for pipe storage, you think?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So where's the hole? Oh, right down there. That's the up-down bit. Yeah.
You know what? It might be welded. A couple neat things I noticed about this old iron before I move along. These tracks, remarkably, are not rusted. And look at that old fan, blowing in the wind. The old girl's still got some life in her. Wow, look at that. Just your classic pile of asbestos. No, it's really bad. It's what gives you cancer. Wow. Wow. So I guess the asbestos they were mining here was exceptional quality, but it runs hand in hand with jade. So you find a ton of jade here, but it's low quality jade, so it's all just been left behind. Lots of neat rocks though. It's quite windy up here, so hopefully you can hear me, but Cam was saying that lake on the other side that we were at, it's has been made accidentally by this tailings pile sloughing down and choking off the river, and it's starting to happen. Right here you can see it should be just a small creek coming through here. The tailings are sloughing down, and here's a great example. You can see it actually happening. These large cracks forming probably start as just a little bit of water erosion, and then the weight of it just sloughing down and sliding. See, this whole shelf here has slidden down. It's choking off the river there and starting to build up a bit of a lake. That's what you can see. There's some poles and boxes up here. That's, the government has put that there to monitor seismic activity within the tailings pile. Some really beautiful rocks here, but you can see, I don't want to mess with this stuff too much, but just beautiful, this asbestos in here. tour. There's actually, believe it or not, a runway up here. They called it Clinton International. Used to land relatively large planes there. I don't think there's a whole lot left, but while we're here, definitely gotta check it out. Not much left, but those are the cement foundations from the processing plant. This right here is a cone from the airport. I guess there's only a few of these left. People have come and scooped them over the years, but that's what used to outline the runway.
What an absolutely jam-packed adventure this week. Finally got to take the boat out and enjoy the beautiful waters of Atlin Lake. Even though it cost me a drone, still totally worth it. And then to run across the wonderful folks here at Clinton Creek Hideaway, get a private tour of the ghost towns and even a hot shower. But the best part is, you guys can come and stay here too. So I'll have their info linked in the description below. Most of all, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, take nothing but pictures, leave nothing but footprints, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Now before we get started, let me pop my collar. Baby, let me freshen up for that popular dollar. Ice cream, soup, beige, proud of product. You can hate on the juice, man, pride the product. Ooh, when I get serious, let's boof the spot. We can put it on rocks till we off the top. Get a litty off shot till we off the drop. With the clouds, my G, I got caution hops.